Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is a new week, and that means we've got some new updates inbound for Call of Duty. We also have to go several days without having the Battlefield 6 beta available, which makes me a little bit sad. But nonetheless, over the weekend, we saw a couple of new updates actually already go out for Warzone and for Black Ops 6. We also got quite a bit coming up this week that we got to look out for as well, including some pretty drastic changes to Verdansk that presumably are going to be sticking around a long term. So first up here, we do have some new posts from Call of Duty updates with some actual patch notes, if you will, from the weekend. They originally posted saying a new update is now out for Warzone. We've made some adjustments to the militarized stadium objective released in the Season 5 update. They increased the number of satellite hijack contracts that spawn at the beginning of a match up to 10. It previously was 6. So if you're trying to do the stadium contract there, you can actually go through, complete the 3 required for those, which we'll get to in a moment. There's going to be more of those spawning at the start of a match. Now, it was a lot more rare when it first dropped and players were struggling to actually get those to stay in the zone as the game was progressing. They also reduced the number of satellite hijack contracts required to actually complete the stadium objective to 3, down from 6. So the lobby as a whole only needs to complete 3 of these contracts, and then the stadium roof is going to get activated and that'll get blown off. You'll have the space laser come down and blast that open. They also reduced the time required to capture the satellite hijack control point to 60 seconds, down from 90. So essentially, and the devs had explained this in the dev call that I was a part of prior to Season 5, it was going to launch in one state and then they were going to make it easier throughout the week so more and more players would be able to complete it. Turns out they waited like 3 hours and it was like, okay, players aren't completing this enough. Let's tone it down a little bit. Let's make it a little bit easier to go through and complete. And that's pretty important because a lot of this stuff, a lot of these rewards in this contract is limited here to this, week, basically. So if you haven't gone through and completed that yet, there are a few rewards you get for watching the stadium and get blown up, and then also, or the roof get blown up, and then also actually doing the contract itself and everything. They also say they are looking into a new issue with Warzone and Black Ops 6. We're investigating an issue where the new ranked play, new season flow, ranked play leaderboards, and player ranks are currently showing inaccurate rank information. This is a visual error and it may resolve when you enter a match or if you reboot the COD app. But if it's saying you're a rank that you know you're not, it is just a visual bug right now. They should have a full fix out for this, hopefully in the near future here. And then originally here, they had posted saying, we're investigating an issue where some players may experience difficulties when interacting with custom loadout menus in-game within the main menu. So basically you couldn't go through and edit your loadouts accordingly. There were all sorts of bugs that kept kicking you back out. Some were actually crashing games, but luckily they did drop a new update for this as well. They say for BO6 and Warzone update. The issue where some players were experiencing difficulties interacting with custom loadout menus in game and the main menus has been resolved. So no more problem there. You're free to navigate through the menus, as many of them as there are, hopefully without any issues, thanks to this patch going out. Now the Trello board does have a couple of new updates here. We're mainly focused on the Warzone one, however, for the upcoming major update that we've got going on this week, but a few things still listed on the global Trello here relating to Black Ops 6 and everything under that umbrella. In multiplayer, the Dreadnought bug where you can't move is still going on. I don't know how this has not been fixed yet. We've covered this, I want to say, like a dozen times already on this Trello. It's kind of insane. The ranked play issue we just talked about on the tweets there, but then also new one here. Players on the PlayStation 4 family of consoles who own Black Ops 6 are sometimes unable to purchase items in the store via the multiplayer and zombies menus. So you may notice if you're on PlayStation 4, you can't go to the store in multiplayer or zombies and buy things all the time. It might give you some kind of bug there. So I have to imagine that one will get fixed pretty soon because it's impacting the store. Now the Warzone Trello again doesn't see a ton of changes. We do have one new thing listed here saying we're investigating an issue in Plunder that is preventing the cache extraction icons from appearing correctly. So a visual bug there. The main thing that we're on the lookout for with this though is this playlist update, because as you may realize when we go through and we actually look at the full image here, there is no date listed as to when this playlist update is going to be refreshed with what we've got going on now since the start of Season 5. However, we know this week we are actually going to see a playlist update and also a pretty drastic update to Warzone and to Verdansk as well. And by the way, as we are going through all the news, all the updates here today, if you guys enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. Much love to everyone who takes the time to do so. And if you're new to the channel, maybe you have not subscribed yet, we should change that every single day. I got you covered with all things going on in COD, so feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. But we are here on the initial Season 5 reveal blog, which details what to expect this week. So obviously, we have this satellite hijack contract that we just talked about. They updated some of it, right? However, this is only a 1 week thing. This is only a contract that's going to be live for the entirety of week 1 of this season, meaning on Thursday when week 2 starts, this contract's going to be removed and Verdansk is going to be changing rather drastically. As we can see here, starting this week, we are going to see a new playlist update for Warzone, because on Thursday we are going to see the Stadium Resurgence LTM. I mean, the name is pretty self-explanatory there. It's going to be Resurgence rule set on Verdansk, just cut down to the Stadium POI and the surrounding area there. We're not too sure how far it's going to expand, you know, towards the edge of downtown, into the hillside and the forest over here, right? But Stadium Resurgence is going to be a thing here. And then also we are going to have the stadium itself actually updated here. So obviously this week, while we're able to do the satellite hijack contract and manually go through and blow the roof open and access that interior, after this week comes to a close, we should be seeing the updated version of the stadium here, fully available, fully accessible with the interior and everything there. So you could drop in through the roof, you could go in through the sides, you'll be able to access this interior and get all the new Easter egg stuff that's going on, everything with that. So stadium should be getting updated this week with this whole Resurgence LTM, and then obviously that'll apply to the Battle Royale version of the map as well. And if you haven't gone through, completed the satellite hijack, done the weapons case reward and everything like that, be sure to go through and do that ASAP so you can take advantage of those rewards there. But yeah, we actually are finally seeing an in-season Verdansk map update for the first time in what feels like forever, honestly. And we do also have one other thing to look out for this week, outside of the chance for any potential updates that they drop. Maybe they do some surprise patch notes, anything like that. Of course, if that happens, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. But of course, over this past weekend, there was double XP. I think a lot of players are probably on Battlefield 6 for that. But starting this week, we do have a new event happening, and this is the Zombies exclusive, the Reckoning leaderboard event. So similar to how we just had the leaderboard events last half season for Masters of Grief, and I think it was King of the Dead was the name of it, right? We're gonna have a similar one here with the Reckoning starting as well here on Thursday on update day. And we can see from the original season 5 reveal blog with the events tab here listing, of course, all the other things that are coming in season. We still got the 90s Action Heroes event upcoming as well, but with the Reckoning leaderboard event for Zombies, play a Zombies match to get entered into the season 5's the Reckoning leaderboard event. Eliminate the undead on the Reckoning Zombies map to earn leaderboard points, with special elite and boss enemies awarding the most points. Complete event challenges along the way to unlock rewards when completed and reach the highest placement you can for a larger payout at the end of the event. So this is going to be a Reckoning specific leaderboard event, basically. So if you're a Zombies fan, you're enjoying the new map, you can go ahead, you can take part in that this week. But that's what to expect this week across the board for BO6 and Warzone. That's going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it, and if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.